We see right now multiple bearish divergences forming on the Bitcoin chart, but I will show you why everybody is wrong about these divergences and what actually is going to happen here in the short term with all these charts that I have prepared for you. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, then let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here on this Monday. We jump directly into the DXY chart. Here on the DXY, we see that we keep moving into lower levels here. We got on Friday a confirmation close below this downward sloping trend line and now getting continuation into lower levels. We are currently just shy of breaking below 97 points, and I believe in the next coming days that we will just see here further continuation until the end of the month, where we are then seeing a rate cut most likely happening. So at the same time, the M2 money supply keeps expanding here higher and higher, and what means that means more money gets available in the markets and the money has to go somewhere. And most of the time when we see the M2 supply increasing, that means that this goes into risk on assets like Bitcoin, even gold, silver, stocks. That is where the money is going to. Every time when the M2 money supply is expanding, we see massive runs to the upside in the markets. When we're looking here at outlook for a potential rate cut, here the odds are slightly increasing here to 21.2% to getting a rate cut by this month. I think this forecast here on the Fed Watch tool is actually wrong, and that we are getting a rate cut already this month. But if we would surprisingly not get a rate cut this month, then the market is already pricing in a rate cut for September, because here you can see already the probability for a rate cut in September is at 73.8%. So even though that surprisingly we would not get a rate cut this month, which I highly doubt in this moment, then by September we will get 100% one. And I think that these probabilities will change once we're getting to the end of the month. We'll see if we're getting a rate cut there already or not. If we are not getting one, I believe firmly that this number here will jump to 100%. And yeah, or properly get split between a double rate cut and just one rate cut over here. Because they want to cut at least twice this year, and they're running out of time to do that. So when we're looking at Bitcoin on the weekly chart, something quick that I want to point out is that we have now multiple times knocked on this resistance level here. That's coming in at $109,300 to $112,100 approximately. This week might be potentially the week where we are going to break through this. We don't have to do it this week. It can also be next week, but in the next 8 to 9 days, I definitely see us breaking through this level here and going to the next major resistance, which would be all the way up there. We have seen this in the past when Bitcoin starts consolidating below resistance. At one point we are getting a nice parabolic run to the upside, creating a new resistance that we are chopping below for a while, and then we get the next major move here, again a parabolic move to the upside. Here is missing a parabolic move to the upside after we have now consolidated here for quite a while, and this might be just lurking around the corner for us. At the same time, the stochastic RSI will print by the end of the week a buy signal from what I see here currently happening. And we should also not forget that today is a monthly close. I'm just going to switch here for a moment. Today is a monthly close, and we will have the highest monthly close for Bitcoin in a candle body, not candlestick. You know, so I rather like to take the candle body instead of the wicks. And in terms of candle bodies, that will be the highest monthly close ever for Bitcoin. And you see here, we just got by the end of May a buy signal on stochastic RSI. So also here, we are not done with the bull run yet. There's still so much more upside over the next coming months that people are not accounting for. And that's why today could get a little bit volatile, just because we have that monthly close coming up. On the daily chart, we are on the brink of breaking out of that bull flag formation that has a technical target of $140,000 to $144,000. Also around these levels are golden ratios. I have showed this here in the past. Hence, right now would be a good moment to start building a position for that swing trade here, because we're slightly above the entry price of $107,500. We have $300 above that. So if you were looking to find a good entry right now, is the time to get into that position here with a stop loss here at slightly below $100,000. So I highly doubt that you will ever get stopped out of that position as long as you're respecting that stop loss. On the 4-hourly chart, here also we have broken the short-term downward sloping trend line here and sitting currently above the 50 moving average. As long as we are staying above the 50 moving average, I see another attempt to go here into the top of the range to $109,000 and try to break above that range resistance that we are currently forming here. And also this downward sloping trend line might get retested at the same time. So in the best case scenario, you were able to get in here at $107,200. If not, also here it's not too late to get into this, but you might get one more chance to get a better entry for this. But this is a maybe, in my opinion, that you are actually getting this. But I'm going to show you what I mean by that. On the 1-hourly chart, also here, the trading range that we were forming is currently at the top side getting retested. We had 2 deviations today above these levels. One over here, all the way up to $108,500. Actually, that was yesterday, sorry. And then today, all the way up to $108,800 approximately. And now we came back into the trading range with another potential attempt here in the next coming hours. So why did we come back into the range? Because here is one of the bearish divergences that I just mentioned. You can see that here we have higher highs on the price, but lower highs on the RSI, and that created then that move to the downside because we have lost here upwards momentum. So we needed a reset. Now, a reset might be done here. You will have confirmation when the RSI breaks above this downward sloping trend line, which is part of the bearish divergence. So once you see here a spike above that line, price will spike also to the upside, then this bearish divergence will be to 100% completed and most likely lead to continuation to the upside. On Bybit, guys, you have 10 hours left already to pre-sign up there to the new European platform. I spoke today with my Bybit manager. I have to mention it to you guys. You are currently trading on Bybit.com, which is a global website, but you are living in Europe or you have a residential address in Europe. Sign up the same email address on Bybit.eu and you will just get basically transferred when the transaction is done. You can still trade on Bybit.com, don't worry about that, but they will transition users anyway into the European platform if you are actually residing in Europe or hold a European passport and have your account based in Europe. So that's why I'm telling you guys, just do it. You get straight away $5 as a reward, no matter if you have an account on .com or not. And they're transferring slowly all the options that you anyway have on .com over there. So just help me out here, guys. Would be amazing. And if you don't have a Bybit account yet and you're in Europe, then also no problem. Use the link in the pin comment below and in the description to get your Bybit account in Europe. Otherwise, if you're not in Europe, just use the usual .com link. And I also don't want to forget, if you sign up on Bybit, you still get up to $30,000 in sign-up and deposit bonuses with these links in the pin comment below and in the description below. On the liquidation levels, on the 4-hour liquidation levels, here price is a little bit in no man's land. Because we have taken out a little bit of over-leveraged liquidity on the short side, all the way up, like I said, to $108,800 approximately. And here on the lower end, we are at $107,000. So we could see here, in my opinion, just because we got here now a golden cross on the 4-hourly chart, a retest at the 50 moving average, and then continuation to the upside. We would at the same time liquidate some over-leveraged long positions that are heavily long here with 150x positions. And usually when we are getting a golden cross, price comes back to the 50 to retest this as support and get confirmation before we move into higher levels. The other option is that we are not getting this and we're just creeping slowly up, and the Bitcoin price does the same thing, goes slowly up here until price and the 50 moving average are crossing over, and then we just get from there a blast off to the top side. I rather have, to be honest, a move quick to the 50 with a wick to the downside, come straight back up, get continuation. But that's just me. The chart will tell us later what's going to happen here. At the same time, we should not ignore that we are having here a broadening wedge currently going on that usually tends to break to the upside into higher levels. So here on the high side, nothing has really changed with the liquidity. The highest amount of liquidity is still sitting here at $111,106. We have here a little bit concentrated at $109,800. Once we are breaking here above $109,000, I expect a short squeeze to 110 with a small rejection because that's a psychological level before we then get continuation here into $111,000, create a new all-time high, getting a small rejection from there, and then straight pump into a new one. So that is in the short term what I see happening here. And as I just mentioned, if we are turning around first and come a little bit lower, the lowest that I see is $106,000. And then we are off to the races into a new all-time high. On the MDX algo scalp gradients, also here are not no major reversal indications yet. There were warning signs, and the warning signs are here these divergences, but on the scalp gradient, not really yet. We don't have a take profit plot here, we don't have a sell signal yet, and also here on the reactor indicator, we don't have two dot plots on the top side of the indicator, indicating that there is a short-term top. And here also, if we would lose support at $106,800, the worst that I see here is coming down to $106,000. There is a lot of support from the past now that was prior resistance, so that should give us the upthrift that we need to break completely out of that pennant here and move into the resistance block of $110,400 to the top side of that. On the Bitcoin dominance, we see here a small spike to the upside, and that's because Bitcoin is going up right now. I just see it here on my other screen, that Bitcoin keeps grinding higher. And yeah, when Bitcoin goes up, the dominance goes up. I still don't see us going higher here than 66%. That might be the top finally for the dominance overall, from where we now then see that breakdown into lower levels. The total free market cap is at the top of the range here of $836 billion. We have tried to break above that and also break above the downward sloping resistance line of the downward sloping parallel channel and got here rejected, which is fine. Here, best case scenario is we close today above $836 billion and getting by tomorrow a retest of the downward sloping trend line and a break above that. In direction of $900 billion. I'm convinced that this will happen for sure this week. The only question is if we are seeing this happening in the next 48 hours or will it actually extend until the end of the week. Ethereum is trading below the point of control at $2,521, just slightly below that. We have retested the point of control, got rejected from there. Also here, continuation might be coming rather sooner than later in the next couple of days, and we are also really needing it to break back into that pennant here. If we are not doing this here by basically by next week, Tuesday, then this is not a deviation anymore and this whole pattern is invalidated. For now, it is still valid if we can manage to break back into it and then get continuation and the breakout in the next 10 days or so. For our trade setup, we are still definitely in the green here. Set your stop loss at $2,380. That's where I would raise it to and then just let this play out. If we get here above the point of control and get into our take profit target, what I would do is I would set my stop loss then to the point of control once we are reaching here the target of $2,600. And then continue the trade all the way up here to $3,200. So if we get rejected from here, you get stopped out at the point of control, that's fine. Then just wait for a reclaim and then you can compound what you have won, your profits, and roll this over into the next position. Now Solana is seeing here a bump and run reversal pattern playing out. Currently, you can look here at the textbook. We have here a lead-in phase, the same as mentioned in the textbook, where price starts to break down rapidly to the downside. Then we have a bump phase. Bump phase is over here, like in the example. And now we are getting closer to the throwback to the trend line. So what we need for that is a break above that trend line, then a throwback, then a run here, an upper run. If you want to trade this, I'm going to show you how you can do that. Now I need here the long tool. Most likely we need to break above $160 to get that upper run. And I want to measure the target again. So that's how you measure the target for a pattern like this. And let's say we need $160. So here a target of $338 approximately. And the stop loss would be just here below that low here. So 111.74% move to the upside just to complete that bump and run pattern. That is, of course, a major swing trade. But if you use your 5x leverage, you make over 5.5x your money on that trade alone. So now, like I said, this will most likely take a month or two to play out. But if you're into higher time frame trades, that is the next trade that you want to take. So you can, of course, play this also more short term and just take profit on each major resistance level here. The imminent one would be here at 180, and then you just go higher. Then here at 2.8, here at 236 approximately, and then here the next one at 270, and then all the way up to the final target of $337. If you then Hype is another coin that I'm currently trading, and I see a new all-time high for Hype also in the next 7 to 10 days. Could be faster. Currently we are holding really strongly around the golden ratio. That is for me a point where I would add to my position or open a new one if I would not have one already. The only problem that we have with this is that we could come first down to the EMA ribbon to retest this as support before we continue to go here to the upside. So if you want to trade this right now, I would only use 50% of the money that I want to allocate into this trade, and then sit and wait if we start breaking higher or if we come first down, and then you can add here on the EMA ribbon and then trade the continuation to the upside. Because with this current candle, you cannot really tell. The stochastic RSI is not 100% reliable on Hyperliquid, but I trust the RSI and the MACD, and the RSI is currently telling me that if we close in 20 minutes the candle as it is, we're going to get continuation to the upside. And my target is the prior high, $45.85. If you want to take these trades with me together, guys, you should also sign up on BloFin, especially if you want a non-KYC exchange. There is still the Rolex giveaway going on. If you trade enough on BloFin and so many other amazing prices, so definitely go and check that out with the link in the pinned comment below and in the description below. And as you can see here, I put my mouth where my money is. I have currently here a Hype trade running over 45% in profit, and I'll keep that running while I potentially add a little bit here around the current price into my first take profit target. So go and sign up there. And again, want to mention here, if you deposit at least $100 on BloFin, then follow the steps in the description and the pinned comment below to get access to my course absolutely for free. You only need to register with the link in the pinned comment below, deposit $100, and fill out the Google form. There's also a link for that. Fill out the Google form so that I know and my team knows to which email address we need to send you the access for that program. So definitely check that out. Altcoins really quickly here. Uni, you should be in this trade here. I had given this a couple of days ago. Here on the 1 hourly chart, we're holding above the 50 moving average. As long as we are holding also here, we should get continuation. And even if we get here a small fake out, I believe that the next 2 to 3 hours will continue to move here into higher levels, because the stochastic is about to print a buy signal. The RSI is slightly turning around. Only the MACD is slightly bearish. Hence why I believe we need maybe another hour or two to properly turn around. But the overall target still remains at $7.70. The next one is Link. So here our first trade is concluded. Congratulations if you were in that. So there is now a new opportunity to trade Link, and that might be a way juicier one than the previous one. I'm going to show it to you, because you have here multiple things going on. First of all, you have here the golden cross coming up soon, and a downward sloping trend line, and we are trading around support. So here also, worst case scenario, we come down to the 50 moving average, test this, come straight back up with a wick. If this is not happening and we just dance around the support, then already here is a good moment to enter here, and you put your stop loss slightly below the 50 moving average. And the target, because of the golden cross coming up, is at $15.24. So you have a 15.7% move to the upside against a 3% roughly stop loss. Absolutely worth taking it. And also here, this RSI slightly turning around. The stochastic will bottom out in the next 4 hourly candle, and the MACD printing so small candles here because we are basically getting squeezed between the 50 and the 200 and just consolidate. That's why that one is right now a little bit distorted. but I can tell you, once we are breaking here this downward sloping trend line, this is your target, and this is also my next trade that I'm going to take here. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you with more money tomorrow.